Okay, Liz, let's
Yes.
start. What does pump and dump mean to you?
You know, it meant nothing to me at one point.
Okay.
Actually, I was involved with the Housewives of New Jersey.
Right.
And one thing led to another, and this other guy I meet was like, oh, I need you to meet someone in Long Island. You guys would be great working together. So I go to Long Island, I meet this guy, Pete, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like telling me about the company and the theme of it and what he wants to do. And then I was like, you know, all about the G.
Okay.
All about that G.
Right.
And he wanted to do a G and call it gear. All right.
Okay.
But
So,
he, you know, he's all into the stock market thing, something that I don't know a thing about.
right.
And was like, I'm raising money for the company, and you are going to be CEO
Of gear.
of gear.
Okay, and I'm sure the kids out there know what gear is. What happened with that?
What happened was, we had a deal set.
Right.
I start bringing in, heavy hitters from every angle
Right.
to gear. Okay. And
You're the CEO.
I'm the CEO.
Okay.
Okay. And
Who's the money?
right. Okay. Now remember, I don't have experience or knowledge with companies that go public, how people raise money. Nothing to do with any of that. I'm like an idiot savant. I don't know these things.
Right.
Okay? So all I know is this guy's creating a company with my G that I'm CEO with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And we have this great look, and I start connecting him on the back end with people. Kevin.
Kevin who?
Well, Lavrone
Okay.
to me,
Kevin
Lavrone to you.
Okay, so Kevin Lebroni was involved with gear.
Lavrone.
Okay. I remember seeing the pictures from FIBO, and he wasn't behind the booth. And one of my clients, Rohola, he went to see him.
Behind what booth, King?
It looked like gear to me.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
But-
because we never went to FIBO
So let me stop you right there.
with gear.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Let me stop you right there.
Do it.
Let me stop right there. That's where it gets interesting, and that's why I even brought up this, because I did my research. What does gear have to do with Kevin Levroni's, what was it called, Signature Series?
I don't really know.
So that's what I'm here. I'm asking you right
Yeah,
now. How were they
nothing.
involved? So they were not involved.
No, because you see, that's where the misunderstanding is.
Right.
All right. Now, I was hustling for gear, working with GNC, working with Vitamin Shoppe. I put Lavrone in the front lines, because I'm dealing with my ex-husband, separated husband at the time for
Right.
this supposed alleged non-compete that didn't really exist.
Okay.
So Rich didn't want me competing. I don't know why he wouldn't want me to make money, but I was a threat. So I put Kevin as me, basically. So we were just changing titles and whatever. I start working on purchase orders. Get one for Vitamin Shoppe for over $200,000. All right.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
But remember, gear is not yet.
Okay.
And
because I'm
Signature
trying to...
Series is not yet.
Hold on.
In
You're
Germany.
jumping in. Hold on. So I'm trying to understand this, because if it's confusing to me, it's going to be confusing to them.
Right.
So you were the CEO, and you started a company through this stockbroker guy called Gear. And then you brought Kevin in because he's a heavy hitter. Everybody knows LeBron. Big name. And then Kevin somehow went and started his own line.
I'll tell you how. It's not somehow.
Well, I'm trying to figure this out myself, because I don't know. So how?
Well, you forgot one missing link.
What's that?
I brought, another heavy hitter from the industry, somebody I thought who had
Someone who can talk, someone who's got
a big mouth, with
Okay.
connections, whatever.
You wanna give
I
us-
brought Sean Ray into gear.
Okay. So we got two big names now. We got
Right.
Kevin Levroni and we have Sean Ray, and Liz Gaspari, brought them both into gear.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So then we had a booth at the Arnold.
Okay.
All right. And all of a sudden, right before that booth at the Arnold, the guy from Gear, he wasn't like forthcoming as far as like, oh, how much money was coming in. All the kind of stuff I was getting was like people who knew me telling me, yo, what's going on with Gear? You know, I invested all this money, and I was like, what are you talking about? You know, because this guy keeps on saying there's no money.
Right.
It's always no money. He wasn't giving me money to go anywhere. Like, we were at the Arnold that I had to fund everything I did. I funded myself, thinking, okay, well, finally, when the Vitamin Shop PO comes, this guy will start paying me my cut, whatever. Then he moves my title from CEO to something else, and then blamed it on, well, you don't want to be CEO because of, you know, the responsibilities with taking things public. It was like this big old...
Okay,
like,
so, and you have a non-disclosure clause agreement with Rich, your ex. You can't really do anything, so to protect yourself, you put everything in Kevin's name. Am I getting this right?
Well, sort of.
Something like that. And then you brought Sean in as another mouth, as another...
Yeah, to put the connection with, you know, the godfather of our industry.
Okay, and what
Mannion.
Jim Mannion.
Yeah, to get that relationship going for Gear.
Okay.
Okay, because, you know, at Gaspari, I never dealt with Jim.
Okay.
Personally, it was always Rich or the marketing guy.
Right.
And I didn't want Jim to feel uncomfortable, whatever, Liz, and making a problem. So then we kind of puppet mastered that person to be Sean Ray.
Okay. Now, every time you say Kevin's name and every time you say Sean's name, you're rolling your eyes and you're getting upset.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to Gear? What happened to Levroni's signature series? What happened to Sean Ray? What happened?
Well, at the same time, my distributor in Poland, you know, he wanted to take basically control of all of Europe. And that whole scenario of a distributor taking control of an area, you know, worked for me with Gaspari Nutrition and the Middle East, let's just say.
Okay.
And, you know, they have a lot of money. He owned, he had licensing rights for muscular development for there.
Right.
And
they always want exclusives. Go ahead.
Yeah, always want exclusives.
Always.
But you know what? They would put the 10 pages that I wanted in their magazine.
So what happened?
Promote. You know what? It was so quick, so fast. I went to the Arnold. I'm sitting over there at the hotel conference room doing the meetings.
Right.
I got one old man from somewhere in Florida telling me off and being like, out of nowhere, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you gonna get some sales? I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
Right.
At the other side, you know, God knows what Kevin or Sean was saying or planning behind my back or whatever. Anyway, the point was to push me out.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get to.
They were like,
I don't understand what your point was.
They were all pushing me out. Now imagine you're bringing in the people, and then they all got. How do you want to say it? Selfish? Well, Levrone was blaming it on Sean Ray. Sean Ray was blaming it on
blaming what?
Pete.
Blaming
like
what?
How they were pushing me out. They thought that one little, like, their connection with Jim Mannion and their PO with Vitamin Shop was done.
So stop.
That was it.
So stop. Okay, I'm starting to get this now.
Yeah.
Right, so they came in there, and after things started to pick up, they thought they didn't need Liz.
Absolutely.
I got it. So they didn't need Liz Gaspari anymore, and they started to push you out. And one of them was saying it's this guy, the other one was saying it's the other guy, and the other guy, the stockworker, saying it's that guy.
Yeah.
So they tried to push you out.
Well, they did.
They pushed you out.
Because everybody was like screaming at me on social media, like,
and what happened?
Liz, take the helm of the wheel. What are you doing? And I was like,
so they pushed you out. What happened to Gear?
Well, I was trying to at that time set up an agreement that the distributor in Poland buy the rights to Gear Europe for, I don't even know the number anymore. I don't know if it was 200 or 500,000 plus royalties, whatever. And I was like, listen, this is a good idea because you keep saying you have no money, right? We have no money because I didn't know about all the money that they raised. What they call pump and dump, raise all the money and then shut the business down sort of shit. I didn't know about all that. So he was like, you know, I'm trying to put that agreement together. I was like, you really, really should. You really should, because he's a manufacturer and all that stuff. So one thing led to another, you know, let's say gears on this side. I kept pressuring Kevin, you need to come down here from wherever you live, Maryland, Baltimore, wherever it is. You know, I would have to pay for his train or his plane or whatever it was, you know, just to get him to Long Island. I said, you need to talk to Pete. You know, work something out, like see what's going on. Push him.
Forget those little things right there.
Well,
I understand.
They all need.
What happened to gear? What's the end of, tell me the end story.
So we fly. I fly Kevin to Poland.
Right.
To meet my most loyal distributor,
right,
who I've made millions of dollars with.
Right.
And very good friends with him and his wife. And he was like, yeah, I can make you gear. And everybody wanted gear, everybody. But we weren't manufacturing. We had no money, supposedly.
Right.
So he was like, don't worry. And he was like, you know, we spent like, you know, 4 or 5 days in Gdansk, Poland.
Right.
And by the time I got back, they had the bags of weight gainer done, you know, different flavors done, this and that. And I was telling Pete, I was like, look, this guy's like on it. He's going to manufacture. You know what I mean? You can't even get your pre-workout made. You know what I mean? And like, they had, at that point, he was not responding. He wasn't doing shit. I go, this is going to be a mess here. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to do this deal with him. So, and then you don't want to produce product and send it to him. Right. Like, what's going on? So it all, and there was a certain time frame going here, okay, of going back and forth to Poland a couple of times. And, you know. What's the end result? The end result was that we go there to do that. And somehow secretly, here, I'm funding the people I puppet master, Lavrone, mm-hmm, to, you know, see what, you know, show him what Poland can do. Look at how fast he can make the products. Look, it's going to cost nothing, tastes good, looks good, whatever. And they cut a secret deal on the side. Can you imagine spending $20,000 to take somebody from the United States that you, like, you don't know if they're going to get on the plane or not, like that? Right. Okay, dealing with all kinds of issues, and to turn around and then find out that there's now FIBO, a Lavrone, one master booth, imagine like a square, like one side Lavrone, one side gear, and one side Fitness Authority, which was my distributor. Right. Just imagine that scenario with Kevin standing right in the front, and I have no knowledge, no nothing, and I'm sitting here like not knowing the whole time. Just to put yourself in my shoes.
So it sounds like Kevin stabbed you in the back.
Stabbed me in the back, but like, let's even say, like, I then had to sue Gear, okay, to at least try to get some of my money recouped. Wow. Okay, so from me, and I had to hire Rick Collins, and you know.
Wow, you hired Rick.
Absolutely, wow. You got to have that legal eagle, you know. So then we came to an agreement. I got some of my money. I still am owed a shitload of money, and that was a whole separate situation. So this guy over here at Gear thinks I hijacked his brand and took it to Europe, when in reality, I had nothing to do with it. Wow. Kevin was standing in front of to what is the word? You know, make it more legitimate, because right. He was part of Gear from the United States. Right. And when you're now standing in front of Gear Europe, you're making it look like it's legit, right? Because now, I mean, how more legit can you be?
Kevin was giving legitimacy to a fake company that...
Yes! Okay, a fucking hijacked company.
Wow.
That...
And are you still involved in lawsuits and stuff right now?
Listen.
Just yes or no?
They still gotta pay me.
Okay, stop. That's
yeah.
it. Okay,
shit.
so she's still they still owe you money.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it there because we don't want to get into too much of that.
Yeah, you got my blood pressure going.
We don't want to get into too much of that. Okay. Next.
No, and I think just to make it clear, in return for him doing that, standing in front of the gear, they made the Lerone thing, and what a perfect scenario is to have a brand with an athlete, right? And then you send this guy all over the world
with a signature series.
Thank you.
Okay.
That he doesn't have to put $1 up for.
Hey, and listen, Kevin is one of my. I used to have his pictures in my locker, in my room. I mean, he's one of my idols. But this is a crazy industry.
Yeah, but you know what?
Are you going to get your money back?
From who? Which one?
What?
Which side? Like, just imagine my thought. And then you got Kevin, who's respected in the industry. Right. And the minute you start asking him any kind of question, he starts speaking about the Lord and all that and all this,
I got you.
And it makes you uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I got you. Okay. We're going to go to the next one.
Oh.
Okay, this is the last one.
I wasn't really done that one.
I know you weren't done, but we're gonna go to the next one because there's a couple more here. Okay. How the hell are you involved with Shredz?
Sure.
Because when I think of Shredz, and when you have these kids, or anybody out there thinks of Shredz, they think of Arvin, is that his name?
Yeah.
Arvin and Joey Swole and their whole crew, and they were so big at one point, and I remember that. I remember that whole little 15 minutes of fame for the Shredz. What happened? How are you involved with that?
Let me tell you something. The same seat you're sitting in,
right,
was the same seat Joey and Arvin,
right,
and one of my distributors from Germany was sitting in,
right,
back in 2012.
Okay, so they were here.
Absolutely, they were
here. Okay, that doesn't answer my question.
So in the same
how are
time,
you involved? What does Liz have to do with it?
Exactly. People don't want to, fess up. And I can't really defend myself because how many people should I be fighting with all day long? You know what I mean? I have no patience for
Did they come to you?
Oh my God.
I'm asking you.
Where would I find them?
Okay, so they came to you.
What was I, some clubber?
So who's the owner of the company of Shredz? Who's the main guy there?
Arvin.
Okay, so Arvin came to you.
Listen.
Go ahead. I'm trying to get to the. I don't know. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
This is so stupid. You're gonna die.
Okay.
So I have this cousin, all right, daughter. So what does that make? My second cousin.
Mm-hmm.
She happens to be pretty, whatever,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but she was a clubber.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? She was at that age, 20, whatever, and she was always
hot club
partying.
Girl.
About Facebook, I never saw somebody go on Facebook and just sit there and just keep push refresh. So she goes, let's piss Rich off. Had nothing to do with nothing. She goes, let's have a party. And my version of party is not like her version of party. Her version of party was making it look like, I was back in 1999, in the club or whatever. So
she wanted to throw a crack party.
She put a announcement on Facebook of this Gaspari party for all the hot clubbers in her little circle.
I got you.
To come here. Rich finds out about it. There comes another. Cease and desist. I will not answer the door, motherfuckers. I'm just telling you right now. You can come knocking on the door. Yeah, I'm not coming. So I am so sick of it.
Go
so
into the
Rich
story.
Stopped the Facebook party.
Okay.
Then I was like, yo, what are you doing? Because I didn't realize this girl has a massive amount of people. So yeah, she would have had every those guys I had at Men at the Cave or whatever coming here, right? So then she had to shut it down. I was like, you can't do that.
Okay.
You're gonna cause too much problems, whatever. Anyway, I had some filming I needed to do for a reality show, Millionaire Shopper, and they were trying to get me to get out of gym clothes, it's impossible. It's just whatever show.
Okay.
So I go, I was already at that point, she had put me on the phone with Arvin and he was like, oh, I respect you so much. And of course, stupid me always you know, you can always come by and like I can help you, whatever, because I always want to see someone else be as good as they can be.
Okay.
All right.
So they came here.
So they were here, sitting on the exact same couch as you.
Yeah.
We did the filming. You can find it on whatever.
For the Millionaire Shopper.
Yeah.
Reality show. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. They were judging me. I'm coming down the stairs, whatever. And then Arvin's like, oh, we should do another show, like a reality show, like a Jersey Shore.
Okay.
So then we were filming another time in the back. And this is when Arvin had like long hair. And then they were like, well, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And how do you do this? And how do you do that? It was like all this stuff. So
picking your brain, okay?
Picking my brain. So at this point, this is still like I'm still involved with gear at some capacity, right? And then, of course, Kevin is still, because you skipped from that whole thing at FIBO happened, you know, there's a gap in the middle.
Right.
So it's like in between of gear. Now comes Shredz. And I was like, well, I can put help you, but you know, be on contract or whatever. So I put Kevin as like the person on paper, you know, for a contract for 10% of Shredz. Okay, so Arvin signs it, whatever. I'm still hustling.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm trying to put this thing together.
Yeah,
this
me
is the first
too.
time I'm hearing this. So they come over here. Arvin comes over here, and he starts picking your brain. You do the whole reality show thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, can you help me out? This and that. And you say okay. And then eventually it goes to you owning 10% of Shredz, but you put it in Kevin's name.
Yeah.
What the hell were you thinking?
Not thinking well, right? Because I'm thinking this is a guy who won't, you know, knows me in the industry, knows Kevin, who knows me. He knows the hell I went through, you know, building Gaspari Nutrition, and then this horrifying separation that I was going through. I mean, it was bad. I'm saying legally bad. So I didn't think that, you know, Kevin, you know, preaching all the time like God and, you know, this and that would be so low to just,
so
like, you know, like, you know, try to get me.
Stop right there again. Don't tell me that Kevin somehow once again.
Well, it was all during the same time.
Oh, so it was during the same time.
It was a simultaneous like explosion. So you have to understand. So then I was like, you know, Kevin was like, oh, I'm not feeling myself. I'm so skinny, whatever. And like all these issues and whatever. And I go, well, we got to get somebody here. So again, during the same time, now Gear is not paying Sean Ray. I think he paid him once or twice for the month. And then, you know, he ran out of money. I guess he figured he didn't need probably Sean Ray anymore either, because he already had the Godfather, Jim Mannion.
Right.
So he figured he'd push Sean out too, right? So simultaneously, we go and I had Kevin call Sean and say, Sean, why don't you work for Shredz? It was the same amount of money probably, or they probably negotiated lower, I don't know, to do the same thing.
Right.
Open doors, relationships. Now, Sean Ray didn't know that I was pulling the strings. You know what I mean? Because Kevin is now my mouthpiece. You get it? Mm-hmm. So it's like this. He has no idea that like I put him there. So I'm out there in the industry as like Raquel Wall, like this fake person. Calling me and like, hi, we have Shredz. It's a great brand. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know, getting all these, you know, I got him his first sale at Champ Nutrition in Philly. You know, I'm walking around with him at the expos. And it's a lot when you walk around with somebody at the expos, believe it or not, because they're always watching you. Your competitors are watching who you're walking with. Because that's what it is.
Right.
Who is that person? Who is that person?
Right.
So it gives them that credibility.
Right.
All right. And I was always telling them, you know, do a booth, go big, go big. It's all about smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. Nobody will know. You go to this big booth and nobody will figure it out. They'll be like, oh my God, this company came out of left field, you know? And that's exactly what happened. So, you know, here I got a contract, you know, through Kevin with 10% signed, all that, you know, not honored. And then at the same time, you know, Kevin was working this bullshit with Poland.
Right.
So he's basically like the face of a manufactured brand of
fake brand.
What? Just imagine, like, Fitness Authority itself is a huge brand. So why not take a couple of those same ingredients, same products, and just smack on Kevin's face and just make him go everywhere? I mean, it's like,
what's your
what more
relationship?
could you ask
What's
for?
your relationship with Kevin right now?
It's like he has been running from me.
So he's running from you right now.
Kevin.
Wow. So the Ronnie's
over.
Okay, so you're trying to hunt him down because does he owe you money?
Yeah.
Okay, stop right there. I don't want to get into that. That's legal stuff. Sean Ray, does he owe you money?
Yeah. He doesn't owe me money. No.
Okay.
No, I was just, you know.
Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Sean,
we're going to
you
get
know.
to that. Okay, all right. So
I don't owe him. He doesn't owe me money. No.
All right, so I'm getting the gist, and everybody got the gist of what you've been through and all that stuff. The Shredz stuff, I had no idea because nobody here Shredz. That's another question. Where is Shredz right now?
You tell me where is Shredz.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Like
they were so big.
They were big.
They had literally just like the Jersey Shore. They were huge.
They pissed off the wrong employee. I can just tell you that much.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
All right, so
they pissed off the wrong employee, and then they just got exposed, and then
wow. Okay, all right, we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right. So, final question before we get to the speed round: where are you now as far as your involvement in your relationship with Gaspari Nutrition? Where are you?
Well, right now they have branched off because of this cerveza bug going on. The coronavirus. Yeah, from hardcore sports into a more like immune wellness stuff. So they have some good products and everything. So I now help basically like a broker the line overseas for that.
Right now we're going to get to the speed round. This is fun round. So I'm going to say...
I better put my soda down.
Yeah, put your soda down. I'm going to say one thing, and you basically, it's very simple. You just tell me the first thing that pops into your mind, okay?
All right.
You ready?
Not really, but...
All right. Let's have fun. The speed round, here we go.
We can't stop this one.
Liz Gaspari speed round. Ready? Let's go.
No.
The Vitamin Shop.
Awesome. Yeah.
Give me one name, the top guy's name, because I know his name. What's his name? It starts with an M?
It ends with a big bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's awesome, right?
Listen, been a great friend, but Marvin,
yes.
A great mentor. Yeah. And I really value what he says.
Good.
Like, just leading me into...
Yeah.
Leading me, let me say, out of madness.
My personal experience with Marvin is that he doesn't lie. He'll tell you right here. Yes or no. That's it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Ron Kramer.
Loyal.
Okay.
Yeah. Demand loyalty.
He demands loyalty. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Ronnie Coleman.
Champion.
Love that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Arnold Classic Expo or the Mr. Olympia Expo?
Arnold Classic.
I love you. Perfect. Are you an Apple girl or an Android? Come on.
Anybody who really knows me?
Yeah, I know the answer to this. Just by walking around the house.
He really doesn't.
Apple or Android?
Listen, I got Apple.
Folks.
But I have been disabled.
Folks, she's got 6 iPhones, about
Nothing
6
works.
Apple laptops, every thing you can. Okay, let's just say she's an Apple girl. All right, leave it at that.
All right, Apple.
Okay, your beautiful cars out there. The Rolls or the Bentley?
The Bentley.
Ooh.
Big B all the way.
Wow. Okay.
You want to talk about solid, sexy? It's just like
Say sexy one more time.
Sexy.
Okay.
It's just like...
All right. The Bentley. All right, I would have said the Rolls Royce. Okay,
people want to run me off the road with the Rolls Royce. I gotta tell you, like, they like hate on it. Like, first of all, I feel like I'm driving some like yacht. I remember Victor Martinez. I was like, "Can you please drive real quick?" Because I feel he was like, "This is like it's like some boat."
Yeah,
it's like very big.
It's something else.
Like I have to drive on a. He said one word, but I'm telling you, go drive on those bridges that go from here to
she has
Pennsylvania. You're taking a.
She does a horrible Victor impression.
Oh,
she doesn't know how to do Victor. This is how you do Victor. It's like a boat, bro.
It's like a boat.
All right, next one. Shahs of Sunset.
Listen, Reza. I gotta tell you.
Why you gotta be the gay one? Why you gotta be gay one?
Because honest to God, Reza, you look like my dad. I swear to God, you look like my dad. And I can't get over it.
All right, stop.
No,
stop,
but
right.
you gotta fix that shit with MJ.
Leave it at that. All right,
you gotta fix that.
You've lived on both. So which one?
East Coast.
East Coast or West Coast?
My brother, East Coast.
Okay, you're an East Coast girl. I love you. Redcon 1.
Redcon. Sorry.
Redcon 1.
Very. Listen, respect, man. Like,
respect.
What can I say?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, respect. Blackstone Labs.
You know, I feel like, and I might misspeak. I know you said one word.
Right. First thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like they're like, damn, I don't know a lot of English words, so. Hardcore.
Joe Leader.
Legend.
Icon.
I
Okay.
can't, there's no one word.
Okay. All right. When I walked through your closet, I saw two brands that were prominent.
Yeah.
I want to see which one you like better. Gucci or Chanel?
All right, well, Chanel.
Why are you even thinking? Girls, if you saw the makeup, whatever the hell that thing is called, the booth, she has this Chanel thing upstairs that I guarantee you Beyonce doesn't have it. I guarantee you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, because Beyonce gotta get that makeup artist
all right,
to
so
come
you're
out.
Chanel. All right, so Jim Mannion.
Godfather.
All right, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you off.
I don't want
Steve Weinberger.
He's like, I like Steve. Enforcer.
All right.
Everybody's got to have a Steve.
Like Arn Anderson, like the Four Horsemen. I like that.
I like it. That's sexy,
All right.
The boss always has to have
All right. These YouTube stars.
YouTube.
That says it all right there.
YouTube.
Everyone I interview does the same reaction.
YouTube.
All right. Okay. I got you.
I just started getting like Instagram, but go ahead.
I got you. Okay. The prestige of the Mr. Olympia title.
What's your question?
The first thing that comes to your mind. Mr. Olympia. Is it still as great as it used to be, or is it something different now?
I feel like it's something different.
Okay.
But
leave it at that.
I felt like it was the most iconic, prestigious
We'll
title.
do that. Two more left. Rich Gaspari.
Legend.
Okay. All right.
Listen, I give him props, for everything that he did in his.
Okay, so that's good. So you guys are still talking. You're still you're okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a very demanding daughter who has my personality and hers.
Well, speaking of that, okay, and your daughter is Sophia, and your son is Matt.
Yes.
Okay, I've met them both. They're both great.
Yes.
Sophia is your typical. How old is she?
13.
She's your quintessential 13-year-old little sleazebag. She puts a little hoodie on with her pajamas and leaves. Great girl.
Let me tell you something.
And Matt, he's a great kid. That kid,
not know what.
Yeah, Matt's something else. Her son, he's something else.
I told him the other day, you're like my brother, He looked at me very what?
Yeah.
What are you
and I gave him a super strict diet, and this kid has been sticking to. He's the disgusting fish, and he eats it.
Let me tell you something. My son respects the king here.
That was
you
obvious.
have no idea.
He's a great kid.
You have no idea. And now all his friends are trying to also follow what Matt does.
They're trying to emulate him
because of the king here.
All I did was just tweet.
No, you give him a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration.
Because he's a great kid. That's why.
And it means the world.
That's it. Because he's a great kid, and I love that kid. All right, last one, King Kamali.
Oh, damn.
First thing that comes to your mind.
BFF. I feel like you're my boy.
Okay, so listen, folks, we hit it off.
Yeah.
This was one of the funnest days I've ever spent. She's awesome. She's like, in a good way, she's like a dude. You can say anything you want in front of her.
Yeah.
You can scratch your nuts in front of her and she won't say anything. She'll never say ew. She'll never say that word because she's just not like that. She's awesome. And I made a promise to her. I said after this interview, I'm gonna cook her and grill her some steaks outside.
I'm so hungry.
He
refused to let me eat. I tried,
it's barbecue time.
Yes.
So
he was searching for Doritos.
I was hungry.
Yeah,
all right, listen.
Yeah.
Love you. You're awesome. You're the best.
No, you're the best, man.
We have some things happening. We got some things going on that they don't know about.
No,
Nobody knows about.
They don't, but it's awesome.
Right. We'll explain it when the time comes. We'll explain it. Thank you for the interview, and we're going to do this again, and we're going to go outside, and we're going to do a lot more other stuff, and we're going to be doing a lot of traveling too. So, folks, thank you very much. Liz Gaspari, say goodbye.
Khuda Hafiz.
Which means goodbye in Afghan and in Farsi.
Peace.
Love you guys, and you have to say it with me. I always say peace, bitches. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Peace,
bitches.
Oh.